Clearing redo log file means emptying the redo log file. Sometimes redo log files are available and it is keep writing the data into it, so it may take longer time or something, or sometimes we want to refresh it or reflush it. So in that particular case we need to clear the redo log files for any kind of contention problem. How to clear the redo log files? Error in clearing the redo log files means possible errors which come up normally while clearing the redo log files, whether the file is active or whether the file is inactive. In that particular case we may find the error. Dropping redo log files or decreating the files again will be another way for the creating of the redo log files. So creating redo log files means after dropping. How to clear for the files? The redo log file might become corrupted while the database is open and ultimately stop database activity because of archiving cannot be performed. In this situation, alter database clear log file is SQL command to manage the reinitialize the file without shutting down the database. So there are two ways to clear the files. One is shut down immediate database. The second is that by running the SQL statement alter database clear log files. So these are the two ways. But sometimes the user is working and during the working environment some kind of errors come up. So DBA cannot restart the database or cannot shut down the database. In that particular case, this particular command will helpful for managing the clearing of the file. The following statement clears the log file in the redo log group member 3. So alter database clear log file group 3. So in that particular case, this will clear this group. How to clear redo log files? If you clear a log file that is needed for recovery of the backup, then you can no longer recover from that backup. The database writes a message in an alert log describing the backup from which you cannot recover. So in that particular recovery point of view, we can manage our file as a clearing the file. To clear an unarchived redo log files, that is needed to bring an offline database. So if we can manage the offline database for the purpose of unrecoverable data file class in the alter database clear log files. So in that particular case, we can manage the offline table space so that no activity should be performed. Associated group redo log group files should be cleared without any problem. So what possible errors can come up? Alter database drop log file group 1. We run this one and we get the error log 1 needed for the crash recovery. So in this particular case, this normally used for the crash recovery purpose and it cannot be clear. So the error should be rectified and its number should be noted and precautions should be measured as given in the given error number. So we can manage and see what exactly going on. So let's suppose the file is a current file, it is not inactive, so that's where errors normally come up. So we use $log data dictionary and $log file. So basically we need actually 2 or 3 columns from these two data dictionaries and we need to join both of them to get the required results so that we can see which files are inactive and which groups are inactive and which groups are not inactive. So I use substr reason basically to show the column in a short way rather than the long way, because SQL when you run this particular command, it goes to the second line and we cannot see the things very clearly. Otherwise there is no point that we can manage this one. So substring is normally used to confine the column or compact the column up to the 50 number of letters. So we say archive status from these particular data dictionary views and we need to join both of them in order by 1 and 2. So we see that in this particular case redo 01, redo 02 and redo 03 is the current one. So current one will not going to be removed because and then the error will come up accordingly. So in this particular case we can say that redo log group 1 that has been archived, its status is active. So this redo log is required for crash recovery or block recovery. So to change the status from active to inactive. So in this particular case, we can say that we can manage the status, and in that status is basically showing that what happened, and we can say that the active is one of the major file, and we can switch this one to inactive. Let's suppose if we want to drop this particular file, so this particular file will be managed with the help of switch file multiple times till the status is inactive. So sometimes we normally run this command and we cannot get the status active or inactive. So in that particular case, we can say it is not possible. So our status will be goes to the redo log 02. Log is basically active before this one. We change this one to inactive so that we can remove the file. Otherwise, it will not be removed. In this particular case, we can say alter database drop log file group 2. So group 2 is inactive right now, and it will be easily to remove this one. Similarly, we can see through the redo log group, one has been archived, its status is active. That is, this redo log is required for crash recovery or block recovery. So it's going to be changed the status from active to inactive. So in this particular case, multiple times we can manage the activity in this way. So we can say alter database drop log group 3. So again, we can say that we can drop the last one is inactive, and we can drop this one. So we can manage this kind of alter database switch log again and again, and we can make the files active and inactive by running this particular command. So our command is basically this one, which is performing the groups as inactive and active. So we need to repeat this one again and again, depending upon which group we want to keep this inactive for the drop or for clearing the basic log files. So similarly, in this particular case, what exactly we will perform? As usual, you shut down and start up database after dropping on redo group 3. Drop redo 03 files from the folder as well. So run the command by removing the files and run the command of operating system to remove the file physically from the particular folder. So if you look at this one here, we can say that shut down immediate, wait for a few seconds, and you will see the details like global area, fixed size and buffers and all these things. And when it is properly shut down, then this means that it will be able to start up again with the refresh copy. So alter database drop log files required the shut down the database as well. So creating redo log files means that how we can manage this one. Let's suppose we want to recreate again because we have dropped this one, or dropped file will be considered as a clear file. So we can give the path of that particular place where the file is located, and we can give the size 50 MB. Once this file is added within this one, so this means it is called unused. So unused means that the recently file has been added into it, and the other files are being going on. One is inactive or other is current. So later on it will be start using it automatically when log switch perform, or we can perform log switch manually.